to you, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're joining me on YouTube, hello, hello, hello. If you're in my Spark Up community, welcome. Or if you're just catching me on my personal page, sorry, I thought I heard noise out there. It's probably just my cats. Welcome. And if you are seeing me for the first time, who am I? Well, my name is Siobhan, and I am the fun coach. I inspire people to live a more joyous life with laughter, a little tough love, and a fry pan. And if you've been following me, you know what all those three mean. It's in my community, that's right. And you know, I couldn't really pick one passion, so I picked three. And today we are in a check-in. That is right, my friends. In Siobhan's Spark Up Coaching Corner today, I'm checking in. I'm checking in with everybody to see how everybody is. So how are you?
I didn't quite catch that.
Sorry, that's the Australian man who lives in my phone who didn't catch that. You know, so I just want to share a little bit about community in this day and age. You know, we've been in COVID now, in a pandemic for what, 18 months? And it hasn't gone away anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And life is returning back to some sort of normal as we can be. Although when COVID first happened and the world stopped, everyone said, the conversation was, we're not going to get back to normal. Now that the world has all rested and we've had this time to sit back and create a new normal. But what I'm finding is that there are many people who are in such a hurry to get back to a normal that I wonder, is that really the right thing to do? For them, perhaps it is. For me, I'm still treading lightly and carrying a big stick. That is a saying, actually, tread lightly and carry a big stick. But it's okay no matter where you are today, whether you are itching to get back out there, blazing forward, or you are sitting back, kind of taking the lay of the land, the temperature of the room. It's okay. It's okay where you are. Now, I want to read you something about building a fucking community, and it's actually right there. And this ties in a little bit with what my mission is and what happened. And I want to share with you kind of how I got started on building communities and how important I think they really are. So fucking build a community. You are not alone. And you're not. That's why I'm here. You're not alone. And you aren't the only one who feels alone. I know, don't you hate that? People say, well, you're not alone. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm sitting here in my apartment all by myself. My phone isn't ringing off the hook. I don't have many friends these days. Yeah, I'm feeling alone. Well, you're not the only one who feels alone. Your perspective and experiences are woven into an entire world of people. You are a part of that world, not just a passive observer. Now, I know it may seem like you're being a passive observer, but you're not. You are woven in. Your existence alone is woven into so many other people's experiences. You are part of people's memories. And you don't know when they're thinking about you and when they're not. And maybe, just maybe, someone is thinking about you right now. You may not feel it, but you are part of their experience. You are a participant in its events. You are a contributor to its story. This is the world. You have contributed to the world's story. You have, even if it doesn't feel like you are right now, but you have, and you are a part of the human existence. You're not just a passenger on a rock hurtling through space. You're helping to steer it. Community is the most effective survival tool that we've ever discovered. Don't let it go unused. You are the link that connects us all. Reach out. So back in 2020, almost about a year ago now in October, I started a burpee challenge. I didn't start one. I started one with a friend. She convinced me to foolishly do some burpee challenge last October, and I did it. And I was posting live every day. And what I was realizing was that the same people kept coming in and chiming in and encouraging me every day. And I realized people were coming in to watch me do burpees, something so foolish and crazy. Like, who does 28 burpees for 28 days? Well, I did. And what I found, that people were coming in and watching me live and motivating me, but not only motivating me and cheering me on, the reverse was that I was also motivating them to do something active in their lives. It was a symbiotic relationship of give and take. And then in December, when we were still in COVID, and we still are in COVID now, I started something called December Lives, where I went live every day in December. And I had people joining me every day in December to help get us all through Christmas and that dreaded season. And what is it going to look like? What is it going to look like this year? I built a community. It is a co-creation. Yes, Nuria, it is a co-creation. That is what community is. Community is a co-creation. And that's what I went forward with in January of 2021. I thought I can build a community just based on the people that were showing up for my burpee challenge and my December lives. And that's exactly what I did. That's how Siobhan's Spark Up community happened. Because during my December lives, I was doing creative crafts, I was cooking, and I was just sharing my views and my humor with my people. And I developed a community. And that's what I continue to do now in 2021, is build a fucking community. You know, a lot of my community is also based on the honesty of mental health. I suffer with anxiety, you know, and a lot of people thought my anxiety had to do with my work and the environment that I was in my work. And maybe it was all these external circumstances that were causing my anxiety. And I believe that too. But sometimes it really is a chemical, biological imbalance. It's nothing that you can help. Well, you can help it because there are coping tools. But if you're diagnosed with a mental health disorder, it doesn't make you any less of a person. It doesn't make you any less alone in this world. Yes, you may be feeling like you are alone, but you are not alone in that feeling. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to read this again. You are not alone, and you aren't the only one who feels alone. And my mission in 2020 and my mission in 2021, and that will continue ad infinitum, is to build community and support. I am here for you. My community is here for you. You know, I did a talk about intention last week and the intentions behind my career and building my community. And my intention behind my community has never changed. And that is to be of service. And that is to bring people together. And whether we're just sitting here shooting the shit, talking about stuff, whether you are a lurker and you just want to come in and have a look, and the company itself, maybe something I'm saying is resonating with you, it doesn't matter, because I'm here for the community. And I found lots of communities through lockdown that I belong to today. Some communities I have let go because they weren't really the community that I needed, or their direction went in a different way. And some communities I have stayed in and I've thrived in. And I really want my community to be somewhere where you can come, where there's entertainment, there's healthy tips, there's fun cooking, there's laughter yoga. And I want there really to be something for everyone. And yes, there's coaching. I do empower people to get out of their own way by reframing their beliefs, but there are many people who don't even know what those limiting beliefs are that are holding them back. And you know what? It's okay. Because it is okay to be where you are today, no matter where you are. Because that is exactly where you're supposed to be. Please stop wasting your precious energy thinking you should be doing something else, you could be doing something else, and then beating yourself up for it. That's self-sabotage right there. What if you just took a moment and said, yeah, maybe I'm in the weeds. Yeah, maybe I'm in the shit. But I'm not the only one in shit right now. I'm not the only one today in the weeds. You're not alone. You are not alone. And again, you may feel alone because you are physically alone. And maybe you're feeling mentally alone. I encourage you, take a pen and a journal or a piece of paper and write out your feelings. Get them out of your head and on paper. Get them out of there because you can. It is possible to get those huge, overwhelming thoughts out of your head and down on paper. Let them go on paper. Maybe your community is your journal. Find that community. And I'm offering my community to you. Whether you're watching me on YouTube right now or on my personal page or in Siobhan Spark Up Community, which is my business page, it doesn't matter because I want to foster community across all social media platforms. I haven't gotten really to Instagram. I post on there. I'll post this whole video on IGTV because there's community there as well. And that is my major thing is, yes, find your community, find your communion, find what is going to work for you. And even if it's not my community, it's another community. I've found so many on Facebook and through the internet that have worked for me: coaching communities, business communities, laughter communities, friendship communities. And maybe you build your own. Maybe you find some power in creating your own community. Maybe you even create a Facebook Messenger community. Find some of your friends and create a group and say, hey, I'm here. Let's communicate. Let's talk to one another. I belong to some groups that aren't even Facebook groups. They're messenger groups. I have a workout group. That is my community. We're not on Facebook, but we're in our Facebook Messenger community. So how are you today? How are you doing? I care. And I encourage you to find your own community, whether it's with me, whether you find somebody out there, whether you create your own. I really feel like this COVID is not going anywhere. It's up to us. It's up to you. It's up to me to develop our own coping mechanisms to get us through. And we can blame COVID. We can blame the government. We can blame the vaccination cards. We can blame outside of ourselves all we want. But we still can only control ourselves. We only can control our own actions. So find serenity in your own actions today. Find serenity in what you can do for yourself today and in your communities. I'm an advocate for mental health. If you're struggling with anxiety, write it in the comments. Send me a message. If you need to talk, I'm here. You may feel alone, but you are not alone in that feeling. That's really all I have to say. Thank you so much for taking the time today, Nuria. I appreciate your comments and watching. And if you are watching, I hope I'm seeing all the comments everywhere. I'm going to go back and check. I played around with some of my privacy features yesterday because I really want to reach as many people as I can and invite you and welcome you in to my community, Siobhan Spark Up community. And I have a group too. That's a whole other thing. But really, join me on my Facebook page, in my community, on YouTube. And you are not alone. We can do this together. Build a community. We can do it together. That's the only way to do it, is to do it together. Thanks, Allison, for joining. Wow, my friend who just moved to Kelowna. No Kamloops. Just moved to Kamloops. Going to reach out to you, see how you're doing today. Thank you all for joining me. And really enjoy your day. And remember, you really are where you are supposed to be. I promise you. I promise you, you are. Okay, take care, everybody. We will see you again really, really soon.